everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Amanda N, and today we're going to talk about the origin and impact of Slenderman. So on the poll that I had, you guys really wanted to see fake ghost photos, then Slenderman, then medieval ghost stories, so that's kind of the order we'll go in. There's a few modern paranormal figures like him, so if you guys have any other recommendations or similar characters that you really want me to discuss like Slenderman, be sure to tell me in those comments below, and I might make this into a little bit of a mini-series. But on to Slenderman. Let's talk about his origin story first. So, according to the BBC, the Slenderman meme started in 2009 when the comedy web forum Something Awful asked for an idea for a modern myth. Eric Kunsen, using the pseudonym Victor Surge, posted two photographs that were supposedly from the 80s. They were fake, showing a tall, sinister figure behind groups of children, and vague text implied that the photographer was missing since taking the photo. This started off as an obvious myth, completely fabricated for the purpose to entertain. Even though Slenderman is unique to the internet and is seen as an internet phenomenon, it's not as if the idea of a tall and literally slender man didn't exist before June 2009. In the 1979 film Phantasm, where Victor Surge used for the fake images, the character Tall Man is depicted as an evil, supernatural, zombie-making undertaker. The Tall Man is white, tall, and thin, just like Slenderman, and also wears a black suit. Tall Man does have a face and voice, but otherwise it's sort of the essence of him that's captured in the Slenderman myth. There's also the Gentleman, a monster from Buffy the Vampire Slayer who steals voices, is bald, and close to faceless, and has more uncanny qualities than Slenderman does. There's also been some theories floating around that I've seen where people talk about how Slenderman was sort of the epitome of the 2008 economic crash, and Slenderman, seen as a Wall Street type figure and a tall suit, was terrifying to, I guess, young teenagers, as it was the uncertainty of their future embodied. I'm not really sure that I agree with that one. It seems like a little bit of a stretch, but needless to say, tall, thin white dudes in suits have been scaring people for a while now. Whether it's because they remind you of your boss, sort of kidding there, or because of the coldness and formal, eerie quality about it, it's no surprise that Slenderman-like characters do well in the horror realm. But why Slenderman himself does particularly well is because, well, he's more of a fear of our digital age. According to Mashable, he's faceless, amorphous, and boundless, with an empty face serving as an uncanny reflection of the virtual void we summoned him from. I remember reading a while back how the creators of Hello Kitty wanted her to not have a mouth, so that way children could project their emotions onto Hello Kitty and identify with her. Because Hello Kitty is an adorable kitten, mouth or not, chances are you'd be hard-pressed to find her terrifying. But with Slenderman, as he already has a form many people might find intimidating, the reverse could be true. People can project their fears, their anxieties, whatever they want onto him. According to The Atlantic, aside from this, as a character, his main power is convincing his fans to kill one another as a protection for themselves. If you kill your friend, you get to protect yourself and your family from Slenderman. Some versions of the story even said that if you killed for him, he would greet you and take you away to his lair. Although the Slenderman fandom was never really an online cult, his name became less eerie and more genuinely terrifying when two 12-year-old girls stabbed a schoolmate in 2014 and claimed it was to appease him. Would this have happened without Slenderman? The two girls claimed that they believed attacking their classmate, who barely survived, would make them Slenderman's servants and keep him from attacking their families. We know this isn't true because Slenderman isn't real. Plus, one of the 12-year-olds also claimed to speak with Lord Voldemort from Harry Potter and one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so her story sounds far less horrifying in the scary sense, but equally horrifying in more of a mental health sense. People with untreated mental illnesses have been violent before in the names of various entities, which is one of the many reasons why destigmatizing and getting help for mental illnesses is so important. Another teenager in 2014 set fire to her family's home while her mother and brother were still inside. She reported reading the manga Soul Eater and stories about Slenderman before the incident. Again, while the real, genuine Slenderman himself obviously isn't telling children to hurt others, as he does not exist, What is it about him that seems to inspire violence? One article from The Guardian explains that the stories around him can become sort of cult-like. The fandom might not be one, but Slenderman supposedly gathers up children and outcasts, allowing them into his innermost circle. As a young teenage girl, having a close-knit group, especially when being bullied, sounds like a heaven, no matter the horrible faceless leader. The perpetrators of the stabbing in 2012 felt like part of a club. They claimed that they had spotted Slenderman outside their homes or on the bus, and the girls' bonds were only heightened by the alternate reality they inhabited together, as The Guardian puts it. Slenderman may not have given them any orders whatsoever, but in desperation to be a part of something greater than themselves, this vicious act could be the result. Hollywood has tried to capture the horror of Slenderman by bringing him to the big screen, but it's doubtful that a Slenderman horror film will ever be successful. That goes against the cryptic, spooky, and unknown reality that he represents. Whether or not you believe he's an online boogeyman, he's as real as you make him out to be. And in a way, whatever you want him to be too. That can be interesting, and it can also be very terrifying. Personally, I think that I do believe that attacks are going to happen with or without Slenderman. It's not as if Slenderman has caused them, because again, it's not as if Slenderman is real. But the space that he occupies in people's heads, especially people that may already have a tendency toward violence or may already have undiagnosed mental health issues, well, that's another story in and of itself. But with all that said, that's where I'm going to end today's episode. I hope you like this little summary of who Slenderman is and how he's sort of impacted us today. Again, if there's any other paranormal, spooky internet phenomenon that you'd really like me to cover, let me know in those comments down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!